Good day everyone, I'm Gabriel O Galimba from first year BSED major in Filipino, and today we will discuss what the ecoliteracy is, how it is manifested, and what practices are we going to do to protect our environment, and how it is degraded. So let's start this review. So first, let's talk about what is ecoliteracy. Ecological literacy is the ability to understand the natural systems that make life on Earth possible. To be ecoliterate means understanding the principles of organization of ecological communities and using those principles for creating sustainable human communities. An ecologically literate society would be a sustainable society which did not destroy the natural environment on which they depend. Ecological literacy is a powerful concept as it creates a foundation for an integrated approach to environmental problems. Advocates champion ecoliteracy as an educational paradigm emerging around the poles of holism, systems thinking, sustainability, and complexity. Ecoliteracy is shown when first develop empathy for all forms of life. At a basis level, all organisms, including humans, need food, water, space, and conditions that support dynamic equilibrium to survive. By recognizing the common needs we share with all organisms, we can begin to shift our perspective from a view of humans as separate and superior to a more authentic view of humans as members of the natural world. From that perspective, we can expand our circles of empathy to consider the quality of life of other living forms, feel genuine concern about their well-being, and act on that concern. Second is embrace sustainability as a community practice. Organisms do not survive in isolation. Instead, the web of relationships within any living community determines its collective ability to survive and thrive. By learning about the wondrous ways that plants, animals, and other living things are interdependent, students are inspired to consider the role of interconnectedness with their communities and see the value in strengthening those relationships by thinking and acting cooperatively. The notion of sustainability as a community practice, however, embodies some characteristics that fall outside most schools' definition of themselves as a community, yet these elements are essential to building ecoliteracy. For example, by examining how their community provision itself from school to energy use, students can contemplate whether their everyday practices value the common good. Third, understand how nature sustains life. Ecoliterate people recognize that nature has sustained life for eons. As a result, they have turned to nature as their teacher and learned several crucial tenets. Three of those tenets are particularly imperative to ecoliterate living. First of all, ecoliterate people have learned from nature that all living organisms are members of a complex, interconnected web of life and that those members inhabiting a particular place depend upon their interconnectedness for survival. Teachers can foster an understanding of the diverse web of relationships within a location by having students study that location as a system. Ecoliterate people tend to be more aware that systems exist on various levels of scale. In nature, organisms are members of systems nested within our systems, from the micro level to the macro level. Each level supports the other to sustain life. When students begin to understand the integrate interplay of relationships that sustain an ecosystem, they can better appreciate the implications for survival that even a small disturbance may have, or the importance of strengthening relationships that help a system respond to disturbances. So now let's talk about the actions that are beneficial to the humanity. So first is recycling. Ecosystems are biological communities and exist all around the globe. They serve as small, interconnected worlds that host multiple forms of planet and animal life. Nature recycles everything. Dead plant and animal matter return to the soil to once again produce more trees and plants. Taking a cue from nature, many people understand that recycling offers a positive contribution to the ecosystems of the world by reusing or remaking old products into new ones without having to take resources from nature. Second is wildlife preserves. Wildlife preserves and national parks protect scores of ecosystems around the world. Within these zones, animals and plant life thrive under laws that keep them from harm. People, with the help of governments, establish these zones to protect specific ecosystems containing threatened plant and animal life. Next is green and open spaces. In the last few decades, many state and local communities created laws that require developers who build homes and commercial buildings to set aside green, open spaces of land to protect them from development. This includes bridges over highways and freeways that allows deer and other creatures to migrate across the developed area without threat of death by vehicles. These protected areas represent positive contributions to ecosystems. So now let's talk about the activities or actions contributes nature's degradation. So first is deforestation. Deforestation is the purposeful clearing of forested land. Throughout history and into modern times, forests have been raised to make space for agriculture and animal grazing, and to obtain wood for fuel, manufacturing, and construction. Deforestation has greatly altered landscapes around the world. Next is soil erosion. Soil erosion is the denudation of the upper layer of soil. It is a form of soil degradation. This natural process is caused by the dynamic activity of erosive agents, that is water, ice or glaciers, snow, air or wind, plants, and animals, including humans. In accordance with these agents, erosion is sometimes divided into water erosion, glacial erosion, snow erosion, wind or island erosion, zoogenic erosion, and anthropogenic erosion such as tillage erosion. Storage erosion may be a slow process that continues relatively unnoticed, or it may occur at an alarming rate, causing a serious loss of topsoil. The loss of soil from farmland may be reflected in reduced crop production potential, lower surface water quality, and damaged drainage works. Soil erosion could also cause sinkholes. And lastly, water pollution. Water pollution is the contamination of water sources by substances which make the water unusable for drinking, cooking, cleaning, swimming, and other activities. Pollutants include chemicals, trash, bacteria, and parasites. All forms of pollution eventually make their way to water.